What's happening with it? Poetic Mindship TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit that notification bell. Man, I'm out right now, at the park. It's raining. It's raining. But I'm gonna get right into it, man. I don't want to waste nobody's time. I want to talk about reincarnation, right? To me, I feel like reincarnation is not when you die. And I know in the Quran, it says that, like life after death, things of that nature. I don't want to get too deep off into the scripture, but I know it's kind of like, it's like when you die, it's like something that constantly keeps getting repeated over and over and over again. Your soul, it constantly repeats the same thing over and over. Like, so if you live bad, that means, and you did bad things and you sinned a lot, your sins will constantly get repeated over and over and over and over again. That's hell. And if you did good, that means when you go, like, when you're in heaven or whatever, it repeats. You know what I'm saying? Your soul repeats all the good deeds and everything that you did. So that's basically like, life after death and way the Quran kind of talks about it. I don't really know too much of what the Bible says, only just with karma. Like, if you do something bad, it's constantly going to happen over and over again. So, I look at it like karma, reincarnation. I look at it as in life. Have you ever just been doing something over and over and over again, and you constantly keep repeating the same patterns, the same behavior patterns? It's just like, it's like if when you want to stop drinking or you want to stop smoking or anything like that, right? And it's like you constantly keep drinking and smoking and you want to stop. And it's like the word is relapse. You constantly keep relapsing, right? It's like you constantly reincarnate because it's like you're not learning. It's like, dang, man, I keep on ending up drinking. I keep ending up smoking, man. I was doing good for like a year, man. And like, dang, man, I'm back to, smoking and drinking again, back to partying again. I'm back to adultering again. I'm back to doing the same stuff that I was trying to get myself away from, trying to stay disciplined. To me, I feel like that's like karma. It's like reincarnation, man. I don't know if I sound crazy or not, man, but it just, man, it's like, man, I look at it, man. It's like the things that in our lives, man, we supposed to say no to. It's like, and we constantly keep saying yes to the same thing, man. I know somebody can feel me on that, man. It's like you saying you want to say no, but you constantly saying yes, and then you're constantly, and the same thing keeps happening to you over and over and over and over again. I know as far as like in my relationships, man, me just, being in, my exes and all that, man, it's like, man, I had got to the point, man, I had to stop doing the same thing over and over and over again, man. It's like I constantly kept ending up, in terrible, toxic breakups, toxic relationships. It's just, they'll start off good and then they'll just end horrible. And I had to take a look. I had to, start reflecting. I had to hold myself back and really hold myself accountable for what's going on. And I'm like, bro, I gotta stop. Like, I stopped dealing with women and, communicating with women because, man, I feel like, man, bro, if you're doing some weak stuff, man, or not even that, it's just a man or a woman. It's like, if you constantly keep repeating the same thing over and over again when it comes to relationships, man, you got to stop. I mean, literally stop. Just stop having relationships with people. Stop communicating with people not communicating with people, but stop communicating like as far as like being in a relationship. Stop doing it, man. Stop it. Just literally just stop it and figure out, even if you have to isolate yourself for a little minute or spend yourself in solitude more than usual, like, or be bored, man. Just find a way to be alone for a while, man, until you are able to learn about yourself, because whatever's going on inside of you is reflecting on the outside of you. So it's like, man, you have to really sit back and learn what's going on inside of you. Because it's a reason why you keep attracting these people, these same type of people, these same type of relationships, these same type of dramas. It can go for jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see somebody, man, being 60, 70 years old, doing the same thing that they were doing when they were young. Same career, same thing, and they're not even happy. It's because it's like they keep repeating the same thing. it's like they living in hell because they constantly keep living the same type of life, and it's nothing's different for them. They're constantly doing the same thing. Maybe on the outside they look like they enjoying life, and man, you can look at somebody and you can tell, man, they not living the way they want to live. So it's like, man, it's like, and it's a lot of us want control. A lot of that comes with control, man. A lot of us don't want to let things go, and and I think really disagreeing and saying no to things makes you not even, I wouldn't even say mature, but it makes you more peaceful. I think it gives you enough peace. It stops you from reincarnating or repeating the same karmas or repeating the same thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? Emotional patterns. It stops it. And I noticed my anxiety, my depression has gotten better the more I say no. The more I disagree with people, the more I say no, because I was raised to be a good kid. I was raised to be a good kid. My parents, that's how they raised me. But by them doing that means I couldn't say what I wanted. I didn't know. I couldn't speak on my wants or my needs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you a story, man. When I grew up, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. I know I had to been maybe third grade, something like that. I was going to elementary, and I remember the teacher, man, she was whooping the kids. She was I was getting whoopings from this woman. I can't even remember who she is. I could barely remember her face. But I was getting whoopings. I was being abused by this lady, my teacher. I was being abused by the teacher, and I seen other kids was getting abused, and it was a regular thing. If you do something bad, she's going to take you in the back. She's going to whoop you, right? So I was going through this in third grade. So, I went to my mama, and I was like, man, look, this lady keep on whooping me. She keep whooping us. She whooping us at school. And my mama, they did something about it, but the lady never got fired. She never got fired, but she was, it stopped though. It stopped. And, and I looked at it like that was a disagreement for me as a child. And that's something I had to make on my own because I seen what was going on and it was wrong. I seen other children getting whooped. I'm getting whooped. So I felt like that was wrong at the time, and I know a lot of people man, they should have never took abuse out of school or whoopings out of school. But man, at the end of the day, man, I think it has to be a communication with your child. Your child and a teacher, and y'all got a relationship like that to the point that you feel like you can, your child should be abused at school. It's just not right. I don't care what nobody say about that. But, and I know a black community, we all urban community, that's what we all, they should have never took whipping out of school and things wouldn't be the way it is. But I don't feel like that's true. I think they should have never took religion out of there. But and a lot of stuff, man. I really don't want to get off subject, but yeah, man. It was a time that I disagreed with that, and that stopped the abuse. Now, did it get rid of the teacher? No, it didn't. But maybe as me being young, I feel like or me being older now, it was kind of sad. I didn't get really what I wanted. I got what I wanted, but I didn't really get what It's like I got what I wanted, but I didn't get what I needed. Because that woman should have got rid. She should have been gone. So. But that's just what I'm saying, man. We have to really to stop these patterns, man. To stop this reincarnation, man. And I think reincarnation is just come with just you just being alive, man. You being alive. I think we could all deal with reincarnation alive and not dead. I know they say it as in dead or when you pass away, but I think it's while we are living, man. Honestly, I really think it's. And I don't know where it came from, man. It's just this God just say this today, man. So I think reincarnation, and I feel reincarnation can be around as you live. You can constantly keep repeating the same thing over and over again if you do not learn the lesson. Whatever mistakes that you are making, you have to learn from those mistakes. And coming from somebody with experience, man, the more I did not listen to myself and take heed of the mistakes that I made, I constantly kept making mistakes over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to even tell a lot of people don't speak. Sometimes you have to tell yourself no, as you will tell other people no. And sometimes you have to tell yourself yes. You know what I'm saying? And stop telling everybody else shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have more expectation for yourself and stop letting everybody, and stop living for everybody else. Stop living for everybody else's expectation. You got to start living for yourself, and you got to start living for you. So if things go wrong with you, you have to stop it. You have to stop it. You have to stop, constantly repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, because you're putting more stress on yourself, man. You're putting stress. So that's why a lot of cancer, people get cancer, lung cancer, lung cancer. A lot of people say lung cancers come from cancer, but lung cancer don't fully come from not cancer, but lung cancer don't come from cigarettes. Excuse me. Lung cancer doesn't come from cigarettes all the time. Lung cancer can come from you suppressing your emotions, not saying no enough. So a lot of people would think, a person got lung cancer because they would smoke. It's people who got lung cancer, got breast cancer, and they never smoked a cigarette in their life. It was just because this person had a lot of suppressed emotions, and they did not know how to deal with those emotions. They did not know how to deal with the stress that they were living. And a lot of time it comes from a repeated cycle. It comes from, like I said, reincarnation. I think reincarnation is when you can experience reincarnation while you're living. You're constantly repeating the same thing over and over again. Like I said, that's stress. It's like a person who constantly keep on ending up in divorce. Somebody who constantly keep making the same mistake, or just keep meeting the wrong people, or just a person that's constantly just being in bad relationships, just a person that just keeps repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and they not getting better. I know it just seems like they just cannot get out the stress or the problems in their life. They can't get out of it, and the problems gonna always be around. That's why you're smart enough, as a person, you're smart enough to come up with those solutions. Anybody else is smart enough to come up with the solution. I don't care how ignorant or stupid you are. You can come up with a solution if you put your mind to it. But like I said, you're gonna always have problems, but you gotta come up with new problems. You understand what I'm saying? You can't keep repeating the same old problems that you've been dealing with since you was a teenager. And that's a lot of people deal with it. A lot of people have problems that they've been dealing with since they were teenagers. They're grown adults, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and they still dealing with problems that they was dealing with when they were 16. That's reincarnation. I don't care what nobody say. That is reincarnation. Man, that's hell. If you think about it, that's hell. You living in hell for that long. You steady dealing with these emotions, these stress from 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You still dealing with the same stuff, man. But yeah, I just want to get on here and talk about that, man. It's just like, man, learn from your mistakes. Your mistakes is something that you're supposed to learn from, not to constantly keep on repeating. Yeah, man, just, man, you wake up every day, man, you die every day, so every day, man, you just have a rebirth, man. Find out about yourself, you know what I'm saying? The more you find out about yourself, the more simple things get, self-knowledge, is very important. So, man, and therapy too, man. Therapy is good. If you're not in therapy, and if you having these type of problems, you constantly keep making the same mistakes. So I don't know if there is even. I'm pretty sure it's a symptom of all this stuff, but just find it out. What it is, and just figure it out, man. Figure it out, and I think you will have a more peaceful time with yourself. Cause man, I'm telling you, man, 5 years ago, man, I couldn't even be in a house by myself. I couldn't go nowhere by myself, so to be able to go places by myself, to be able to be in a home by myself, go to sleep by myself, it's been very relieving. It's a I wouldn't say is it not revelation, well, I guess I could say that, it's been a truth for me. It's been very true for me, and I really appreciate it, man. So, yeah, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, hit that notification bell. Love, peace, and power.